Hi there. I am Carol Jurgensen Sheets, aka Carol the Coach. And my buddy Boo and I here. Boo, say hi to everybody. What you doing, buddy? Well, my buddy Boo and I wanted to talk to you about a life skill that will help to organize your life in a way that will make you feel healthier, happier, and more serene. It's a skill that Eckhart Tolle talks about. And, I'm all about formulas and I'm all about bullet points. And I am constantly recommending the 3 tools of happiness, which is staying in the moment, having gratitude for what is, and reframing a situation and asking, how can you get stronger? Well, Eckhart Tolle talks about a 3-prong formula that helps people shift their attitude and have better mental health. And so I wanted to talk to you about that tonight. What I believe to be true is that we all have control over what happens to us. No matter how rough, no matter how harsh, no matter how wrong. But we do that by deciding how we are going to let the negative things in our life affect us. And so these 3 tools are absolutely amazing. And I want you to think about it, and I want you to think about how it might apply to your life too. Think about a really tough situation, a situation where you feel like you don't have much control. Maybe that's a situation with your child, your husband or wife, your employer. Whatever the situation, I want you to think about these 3 words and look for ways to integrate the words into the dilemma or the situation, the issue, if you will. The first word is acceptance. If I'm 100% responsible for my behaviors and what happens in my life by virtue of how I think, what I ultimately want to do is figure out a way to initially accept the situation. My husband cheats on me. It's not that acceptance is condoning it, but it is that, okay, this happened to me. Now what? What do I do? My son uses drugs and ODs. Okay, terrible situation. But it is what it is. And so accepting that it happened will help move you forward to determine, how do you work with it? What do you do? How do you move it forward and perhaps give back to the situation and grow from it? Okay, so acceptance. That's the first word I want you to think about. It's kind of like that serenity thing, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The second word, now this may be a little bit tougher, is enjoyment. Say those bad things happen to me, and it may be that you've got to grieve, you've got to be sad, you've got to have anger. All those emotions are healthy because, again, they move you through a process. But eventually, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you have to figure out a way that you can enjoy your life again. So the word is enjoyment. And you wouldn't be living life to its fullest if you didn't figure out a way to enjoy your life, even when bad things happen to you. And it is your responsibility to figure out ways to enjoy life's tragedies, if you will, let alone the stresses of the day. You're stuck in traffic, you're going to be late, you're freaking out. Ask yourself, how can I enjoy this moment to just be? How can I accept and enjoy being late for work? Enjoying the radio, I have a friend who doesn't turn the radio on. She then enjoys the silence. As you're sitting in traffic and you're grumbling and raging, how can you shift that energy and enjoy things around you? The blue skies, the billowing clouds, the people that may be dancing in the car next to you. When people have experienced trauma or stress, it's very difficult to flip into enjoyment. But again, when you've worked through those other feelings, then it's important for you to figure out a way to get more out of life. And when you do that, then you're able to balance the stress, balance the tragedy, balance the unfairness of life with enjoyment. Okay, so we've got acceptance and we've got enjoyment. This all comes out of The New Earth, Eckhart Tolle's book that has been popular for 15 years. Actually, I think he has a 10-year anniversary that he was just celebrating in this past year. Okay, the third thing may feel like enjoyment, but it's a little bit different. It's enthusiasm. How can you be enthused about what is happening to you? Now again, in The New Earth, Eckhart talks about the fact that when he's at Starbucks waiting on his coffee and there are 30 people ahead of him, he uses that time to meditate with enthusiasm. And if bad things have happened to you, you're out of money, you're going to be homeless, is there a way that you can enthusiastically ask for help? Go to a church. Go to a Salvation Army. Is there a way that you can ask a friend to put you up with enthusiasm? And for the mundane things in life, I was just telling a client today that I needed to clean my office. And it was a mess. And I had already done a 10-hour day. And I had another 2 free hours. And then I was doing a radio podcast. Long day, needed to get this done. I'm a big believer in our environment. Making our environment nice. So I said, okay, I'm going to practice the 3 tools. I'm going to accept the fact that I'm going to go up there and work on my office for 20 minutes. I'm going to enjoy the time by turning on the television, by every time I put a file away, I'm going to say to myself, one last file to file. And I'm going to do it enthusiastically because I can get anything done that I put my mind to it. And when I think about being enthusiastic and I think about enjoying myself and I think about making that special cup of coffee with Cool Whip in it so that I can find the motivation to do my work here, I'm enthused. I'm enthused about the project. I've made it real. I've made it enjoyable. And I've certainly accepted it. Now, the good news is I worked longer than 20 minutes. I gave it about an hour. I got to my podcast, and life was good. Our lives deal with little bits of stress and huge, great big deals of stress. And how we handle life will make a difference. Many of you know that I've been given the diagnosis of lupus and Sjogren's, and you know what I do with that? I say I'm the poster child for these illnesses. I got more energy than God. I can get out in the sun. I am the poster child. And who knows, it may be that enthusiasm for being the poster child that makes me symptom-free. I don't know, but that's what I choose to believe. Because you've heard me say it a million. When you change the way you look at things, the things around you change. So I challenge you, find something that's stressing you out. Think about something you want to change and add to the trajectory by saying, how can I accept it? How can I enjoy it? And how can I be enthused by it? And we'll catch you next week for more Carol the Coach. Make it a good one.